If you can hear me, you will just go with it.
You can hear Martin. No, you can't.
Yes, a very good afternoon everybody and welcome here to Clane GAA Club for the AIB Leinster Intermediate Club Championship Final. To all our Carlow listeners, we are double jobbing here at the minute because we are live on KCLR 96 FM, and I am also doing the commentary for the streaming service because the commentator is actually sick this evening. Our referee is Ray Kelly from Kildare. Game is underway, and first off on the attack is Myshall team going forward for James Stevens, well intercepted though by Sarah Sheehan for Myshall. Here comes again James Stevens with Emma Minogue. Too many steps, the referee says. It's going to be a free in to Myshall just outside the 60 or inside the 65 metre line of the James Stevens side of the pitch, and it will be one of the Myshall players as referee Ray Kelly tells the players to take it nice and easy. It is going to be Ciara Quirk taking this. She's a good distance out. Strikes the ball well, strikes it long, strikes it in, it's dropping in around the house, batted out, and it's Aoife Cantwell who has the ball in her hand. She's sending it out towards the far side of the field. It's going to go out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball to the to Myshall over at the far side of the field. And we're just going to see who's going to take this one. It looks like that it is going to be Ciara Quirk. Ciara Quirk getting ready to take it. Sends it low up along the ground, up into the corner forward. This is Ali Rosicko going forward. Ali breaking the tackle. Referee has the whistle in his mouth. He has blown Ali for over carrying. So it looks like that Ray Kelly is going to be very harsh on people with steps today, and it's going to be a relieving free out to James Stevens just outside their 20 metre line, and it's going to be Emma Gaffney, the player, to take it. Emma, of course, who was crown player of the game in the Kilkenny county final only a couple of weeks ago. Strikes it well, strikes it down along the middle of the field. It's broken back though by Ciara Quirk. Ciara Quirk sending it into the forward line in as far as Emma Coogan, but it's batted out by Hannah Larkin. Here comes Quiva Jordan. Quiva gets it up into her hand. She's taking a look around. That is Ciara Quirk, who has made herself available. Ciara sends it long, sending it high. Has she got it? The answer is no. It's just out to the right of the post, and that is the first wide of the game to Myshall. And I am delighted to be joined this afternoon by Paula Dowling. Again, Paula, good afternoon. Good game so far, good start.
Very good game. I suppose the pitch is holding up well after the previous game, so hopefully that'll just keep the game flowing. It's going to be a very intense game. Like, there'll be no quarter given or taken here, and on the day it's going to depend whoever wants to win it the most, I think.
Well, that ball is out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball to Myshall. Both teams getting to know one another here in the early stages. Myshall start out with Laura James on goal, Ciara Nolan, Michelle Nolan and Gillian Doyle in the full back line, as that ball comes out here to the aforementioned Kate Nolan going forward with the ball in the hand. She sends a good ball in here towards Ali Rosicko. Is the ball going to stay in field? The answer is yes. Ali is over there. There's a change for James Stevens because Molly Burke, the number 19, is over there. Referee has his hands up for an advantage to Myshall. Ball is sent in. It's caught by Aoife Cantwell, but the referee has said that there's no advantage in crewing, and it's going to be a free in to the Myshall players on the 20 metre line, and Ciara Quirk is going over to take it. So already we can see that there is a change on the James Stevens team. Molly Burke is in there that we didn't know about. Good start though for Myshall.
Very good start for Myshall. They seem to be putting a lot of pressure on the James Stevens backs. Both the James Stevens backs we've seen the whole way through the year have been able to deal with pressure, and that's what they thrive on.
Well, here goes Ciara. Is it with the first score of the game? The answer is yes. Umpires are nodding at one another, and they put the ball in and put it over the bar. As I was saying, Anya Dolan is in the half back line with Kate Nolan and Marion Doyle, Tara Wilson and Breach Nolan midfield, Anya Behan and Quiva Jordan, and Sarah Sheehan is the half forward line, and Ali Rosicko, Ciara Quirk and Emma Coogan is the full forward line, while James Stevens have Lucy McGrath on goal, Chloe Power, Emma Gaffney and Hannah Larkin in the full back line. Emma Minogue, Aoife Cantwell and Hannah Scott in the half back line. Myshall Teagan and Anna Dohenny out midfield as that ball comes out towards the midfield players, and Tara McGrath is also in as a late substitution as well for James Stevens. I can see her out there starting. Sophie O'Dwyer, Niamh Deely and Niamh Butler was down to start, and Ciara Delaney, Rachel Lahey and Caoimhe Moran was the other team. But as I said, Tara McGrath is there, so we will have to keep an eye. Great catch there by Hannah Larkin. Hannah sends the ball up here towards Sophie O'Dwyer. It's read back there though by Kate Nolan. Good work by the centre back. She gets the ball out here towards Tara Wilson. Tara tries to get the ball past Myshall Teagan. Myshall Teagan gets it here towards Hannah Scott. Hannah on her left hand side puts a good ball down towards Niamh Butler down on the wing forward position. She's been tackled over there by the cornerback. That's Ciara Nolan. Good work there by the Myshall defence. Here goes Ciara Delaney having a look around. Here's Emma Minogue. Foul on Emma Minogue. She's taken down, and it will be a free into James Stevens, just shy of the 20 metre line, and a chance here for Sophie O'Dwyer to get her first score of the game. It's not an easy angle for the player, but a player of her calibre should have no problems putting this one over. Wind blowing across the field here in Clane, so it's not going to be favouring anyone. Sophie O'Dwyer, nice and easy, puts it in, and the teams are level for the first time, Paula.
Very much so, and I can see that Emma Minogue seems to have drifted out into midfield position out of the half back line. So obviously James Stevens are going with the attitude to attack straight away and bringing the game to Myshall.
Ball is scrapping around here. There goes Ciara Delaney. Delaney gets it. Hand passes it here to Emma Minogue. Minogue is going forward. She has support. There's Myshall Teagan. Teagan is going forward with it now. Here goes Niamh Deely, the two county players for Kilkenny. Niamh Deely bearing down on goal, down towards the 20 metre line. Kate Nolan doing very, very well, putting in a good tackle. Niamh Deely is down on her feet. Ball still down around the house of the Myshall players, and out comes Kate Nolan with it. Great work there by the centre back for Carlow. She gets it out here as far as Ciara Quirk. Ciara, who's out around the middle of the field, kicks it forward up towards the number 17. That's Rihanna Kenny, who is in for Myshall. It's batted back though by Aoife Cantwell. Cantwell puts a ball up as far as Sophie O'Dwyer up in the corner forward. She has support. Sophie going forward, gets away from the tackler. She has a player inside, goes herself, puts it in, and that's in and over the bar. Good score by Sophie O'Dwyer, done it all herself, and James Stevens take the lead 2-1.
Very intriguing game altogether. There's players, nobody seems to be playing in their actual delegated position except for the two goalkeepers. So it seems very interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
It is, and we have lots of players that's in substitutions, but there's a free there. Ray Kelly right up on top of things gives the free to the Myshall girls, and there's a chance here now for Myshall to draw the teams level here for the second time. Ciara Quirk going out for it. It's not going to be an easy chance here though for the full forward from Myshall. Of course, her mum Nuala, what a player she was as well, part now of the All-Star committee who was deciding the All-Stars last night. Of course, Carlow picking up numerous soaring stars back in 2016 when they won the Premier Junior title in Croke Park. Here goes Ciara. She's lifting it. She's putting it in around the house. It's going to drop dangerously in around the goal. Batted out by Lucy McGrath. Ball is out, and it's out for a 45, but that was dangerous there, Paul. It could have been a chance for a goal for Myshall.
Definitely living dangerously there now. Obviously Myshall are going out to their testing the James Stevens goalkeeper, definitely, and also the backs. I think they probably have learned a lot from the match last. I haven't seen them play against Niamh Reid 2 weeks ago, or last week, sorry.
Well, here goes Ciara Quirk for the Myshall team. She has this 45 almost directly in front of the goal. Her usual stance. She's getting ready. Puts it in, lifts it, striking. It's a great strike. It's in, and it's straight over the bar. Another point there for Ciara Quirk of Myshall, and the teams are level here at 2 points apiece.
It's a very exciting game. You don't know what's going to happen, but the space in front of the full forward line for James Stevens, the half forward line have pulled out completely out, and they're leaving loads of space inside for Sophie and the other two forwards. So obviously they're going to try to take on the backs there big time.
Just over 8 minutes gone here in Clane in this AIB Leinster Intermediate Club Championship final. James Stevens of Kilkenny taking on Myshall of Carlow. Teams are level, 2 points apiece. Ciara Quirk with 2 frees and Sophie O'Dwyer with 2 points as well, as that ball comes here towards Emma Minogue. Emma Minogue first to react to it. Hit straight into the players. Referee is having a look around. Referee says there's too many steps taken. Emma Minogue was after sliding into the player. Some of the spectators around us not happy with that decision. Emma Minogue is down on the field. She's hurt, but the referee has made his mind up, and it's going to be another free to Ciara Quirke and the Myshall girls, just almost on the halfway line. Again, as we said, breeze blowing across the field. It is a beautiful sunny day here in the county of Kildare, here in Clane. It is bitterly cold though if you're out there on the pitch, but compared to all the rain we've had over the last number of weeks, a chance here for Ciara Quirke to put her in. That's a great strike on it. It's going to drop, but again, it's out and it's gone to the left of the post and it's gone wide. And I make that Myshall's second wide.
Second wide of the game, but there's consistency. In the previous match, in the junior final, we had the same issue as well, is that any overcarrying is being blown for, and also any incorrect hand passes as well. So there's consistency in the refereeing.
Well, here goes Lucy McGrath with the puck out, sending it long down towards Myshall Teahan and Emma Minogue, who's out around the middle of the field. But again, it's Myshall reacting to that first. Kate Nolan taking a look around, taking a couple of steps on the hurl with the ball, soloing nicely ahead towards Ali Rosicko. Rosicko loses out back there though to Holly Burke. Holly, who is in there trying to get the ball away. She's fighting hard, is Ali, with a couple of James Stephens players, and she has done very, very well to win herself a sideline over there, when realistically Paula Dowland, she had no right to win that ball at all.
No right whatsoever, but the work rate is there. Like, I mean, Myshall are very much in the back's faces for James Stephens. Like, they're marking them toe for toe, and every single ball is being contested.
That's a good sideline ball, but it's read back there by Hannah Larkin. Hannah trying to go forward with it. Is there a foul coming? Referee said yes. Will Hannah take it out of her hands? The answer is yes. She's trying to go quickly, does go quickly, puts it long down towards Niamh Deely, who had made herself available down around the 65 metre line. It's flicked back though towards Emma Minogue. Minogue going forward with it, can't really get going in this game yet. Ball comes here to Myshall Teahan. That's a great pass forward. Teahan misses out on it at the first time. She takes a couple of steps around, scoops it ahead here towards Ciara Delaney. Now Delaney is going forward, shortens the hurl a little bit. Good block back there by the Myshall players, and it's won back though again by Sophie O'Dwyer. Myshall not giving away possession too easily. That's not a great pass. It'll come here towards Breach Nolan, who is back in her own back line. She's going forward with the ball, only puts it out as far as Niamh Deely. Not a great clearance. Deely winding up, putting it in. That's going to drop short in around the goalkeeper, bats it in around the house. Is it being won back there by Myshall? The answer is yes. Back's doing very well, clearing it out. It's half blocked down. Ciara Delaney tries to get in there, but out comes Anya Dolan with the ball, clears it to Kate Nolan. Doesn't work out too well. Breach Nolan tidies up possession. That's Tara Wilson is back there. Niamh Deely though gets possession back for James Stephens again. Turns onto her left hand side, puts the ball across towards the number 7. That is Hannah Scott, who has made herself available for that. Hannah Scott puts it in. That's not a great effort. It's going to go wide, just about crossing out over the sideline and our line, or the end line I should say, and that is a first wide to James Stephens. 1 wide to James Stephens, 2 wides to Myshall. We have 11 minutes gone and the scores are still tied at 2 points apiece.
But they really, like, I mean, they can't afford to be playing that, missing scoring opportunities like that. They could be costly by the end of the game.
Well, we can see that James Stephens was slow the last day to start against St. Bridget's of Laois. Myshall has had 2 very tough games as well in the Leinster Championship. That ball is put in there towards Niamh Deely. Deely having a look around, putting it into space up as far as Rachel Lahey. Lahey is having a good tussle back there with Michelle Nolan. Here goes Rachel Lahey. She's going forward. She has support. Hand pass it here to Michelle. Michelle with a shot. Goal for James Stephens. Myshall Teahan with a brilliantly taken goal. Well worked move with Rachel Lahey, and that's how you finish.
She covered some amount of ground to make it in for that pass. Like, I mean, she was 1 minute out here in the middle of the field and kept tracking back, and was there for the pass at the end for Rachel Lahey.
1-2 James Stephens, 2 points to Myshall. Here goes the pass up towards the number 12. That is Sarah Sheehan. Her dad is a former referee in Waterford. John Sheehan gets a pass out here towards the number 17. That's Rihanna Kenny. Kenny with the pass out here as far as the Myshall players. It's a good ball in around the half forward line, but Aoife Cantwell fighting there with Quiva Jordan. Hannah Scott winning that ball, gets a pass out here. Not a great pass. Ciara Delaney misses it. It's going forward with the number 5. That's Anya Dolan. Dolan putting the ball in, half blocked out by Emma Gaffney, but the referee has said that there's a holding the foul there by Emma Gaffney, and there is going to be a free in to Myshall directly almost in front of the post, and it is going to be Ciara Quirke that's going to take this, and a chance for them to reduce the game to a couple of points only. And Ciara Quirk puts it in, and she converts it very, very well. So that's 3 frees for Ciara. Paula, just pull your microphone in there a small little bit to you, and the lads will be able to hear you. So that is a point. So it's now 3 points to Myshall, 1-2 to James Stephens, as Lucy McGrath gets ready to take this puck out again. Down on the goal away to our right hand side. Here comes the puck out. It's out around towards Niamh Deely down there. Tara McGrath going forward for it. It's off the stick of one of the Myshall players. It's going to be a line ball, and I think it was Breach Nolan who put it out. James Stephens looking to take it quickly. We have 14 minutes gone here in the first half of this AIB Leinster Intermediate Club Championship final. James Stephens and Myshall fighting away for it over the far side of the field. Emma Minogue trying to take it up, Breach Nolan, but Nolan coming away with it. Good work there by the Myshall player out around midfield. Referee says she dropped the hurl right in front of him, out around the middle of the field, and it's going to be a free to James Stephens. And Michelle Teahan has gone down with a slight injury, but Myshall playing very, very well here. 2 evenly matched teams. We wanted a Kilkenny and Carlow final, Paula. We got a Kilkenny and Carlow final, and they're not disappointing us so far.
Definitely. What I've also noticed is that Michelle team seems to be drifting out a bit, but you can see that Kate Nolan has now decided to hold the centre back position, and one of the half forwards for Myshall is coming out to pick up Michelle Teahan, so they realise they can't afford to leave her unmarked.
Well, that ball is sent in around. Great catch back there by Kate Nolan. Nolan going forward with the ball in hand, taking a look around. She puts it into the space up here as far as Quiva Jordan. Jordan has been well marshalled back there by Aoife Cantwell. Cantwell does well, gets a little flick in. Emma Minogue with a great ball up into the corner forward as Rachel Lahey runs onto that into the space, makes herself available, gets to it first. She has support. Emma Minogue there to take the ball back. Wasn't a great pass back. Emma taking a look around, putting it in over her shoulder, putting it in around the house. Here's a chance now for Niamh Deely, the team captain, going forward with the ball in hand. Supporters looking for a free, but back there is Rihanna Kenny, and Kenny coming away with the ball. There's a high tackle up there by Sophie O'Dwyer. That's a foul definitely by Sophie O'Dwyer, and there will be a momentary pause here as one of the Myshall players goes down injured, and Ray Kelly is calling Sophie O'Dwyer to himself. And is he going to reach for the black book in his pocket? He's certainly having words with the James Stephens player, and I think that Sophie O'Dwyer is going to pick up a yellow card here. Paul is out of action at the minute, are you? Well, we'll have to see if we can get that sorted. Well, Sophie O'Dwyer is getting a yellow card for that tackle back there. We have a player for Myshall down. Paul is out of action completely. Right, okay, well sure, we'll keep going anyway here at the minute. Technical difficulties all over the place here in Clane today, but we'll keep going, and hopefully that you're enjoying the commentary here live on KCLR. For anyone that is tuning into the streaming as well, no, you are not hearing things because the commentator is after ringing in sick, as the fella says, so everyone is double jobbing around the place today to make sure that everyone at home in Carlow and Kilkenny can hear the game, and anyone that wants to watch it can also tune in to YouTube and be able to watch it live there as well. Here we go. Myshall taking the free, putting the ball up long up towards Sarah Sheehan up in the corner forward. Here's Breach Nolan bursting forward, little pass across here, that's a great ball over to Amy Nolan. Nolan on her left hand side puts the ball in, it's going to bounce short in towards Lucy McGrath. McGrath fumbles it a little bit, puts it out over the end line, and it's a 45 to Myshall. Again, dangerous ball in, bounced in around on the muck and the dirt in front of the goal, and it is going to be a 45 metre free to Myshall, and Ciara Quirk is going to come out to try and take this. 3 points already to her name in this game, and this is a chance to get another point here as well. Currently 1-2 James Stephens, 3 points to Myshall. We have just coming up to 18 minutes gone here on the clock here in Clane in this Leinster Intermediate Club final. She's going to drop short, putting it in. It's flicked out by Lucy McGrath. James Stephens need to be careful. Myshall trying to capitalise on it. Out comes Hannah Larkin with the ball. Good work by the defence. Out towards the sideline. Breach Nolan trying to get to the ball first. Tara Wilson actually has it this time. Tries to get the hand pass back. Doesn't work out too well. Hannah Scott first to react to it. Gets the ball in it, and Hannah Scott drives the ball down towards Rachel Lahey. There's a foot race on it between Myshall Nolan and Rachel Lahey, and it looks like that Myshall Nolan is going to try and get there first. Here comes the cavalry and the support in there. Referee getting up to the play here as the ball comes forward. Who has it? Rachel Lahey gets a pass out here towards Niamh Butler, puts the ball across the face of the goal, and it's out to the right and wide, and that was a great chance there for James Stephens. Good work there by the forwards and the half-back Hannah Scott, who managed to get the ball going first, and that is a chance gone a begging there for the red and green colours of James Stephens as the ball is pucked out here by Laura James out towards the number 5. That's a good catch there by Anya Dolan. Referee has said that there was a slap on the back of the helmet on Anya Dolan. She's after picking up a small knock. She won't be too worried about that. She's after winning herself a free for Myshall, and it's going to be a free to the black and amber team of Carlow, who has dominated the sport in Carlow for the last 23 years in a row. What a fantastic achievement for them. Previous winners, of course, of the Junior All-Ireland final. They are now competing at intermediate level, and this is Caoimhe Jordan with a great ball, but it's not a great pass up, as that's well read back there by Hannah Larkin, and Hannah Larkin, who didn't even look up, puts the ball straight down to 3 Myshall players who are on their own, and it's Anya Dolan is going forward with it. Great work though by Niamh Deely, putting pressure on Dolan as she was going forward with the ball. Deely down on her hands and knees trying to win the ball back for James Stephens. In comes Hannah Scott. Hannah Scott wins the ball, bursts forward with it, and that's a great passage of play there by the James Stephens player down as far as Rachel Lahey. Rachel Lahey having a right tussle back there with Myshall Nolan, the team captain. Nolan does enough to win the ball back. Who's this coming out forward with it? It's one of the Myshall players, and it is the full back. It was Myshall Nolan who came away with that ball, but only out as far as the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball to James Stephens as Niamh Deely in the middle of the fields there is getting a small bit of attention. All of the Myshall players are roaring at their own players to pick up loose James Stephens players who are trying to take a quick one but not working out. Here goes Hannah Scott. Plays full forwards with Kilkenny, plays wing back with her club. Getting ready to take it, puts it low up along the ground, up as far as Niamh Butler. Niamh Butler having a tussle back there with Ciara Nolan. Butler has the ball, she has support. Rachel Lahey is there as well. She scoops it across, tries to get the ball to Rachel Lahey. Doesn't work out. It's intercepted back there by Anya Dolan. Dolan has it, so too has Myshall Nolan, who managed to get the ball. Great pass out towards the number 19, Amy Nolan. Nolan doesn't get it. It comes here to Hannah Scott. Hannah Scott puts the ball straight into the hand of Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie O'Dwyer making space, putting the ball in, but that's a wasted opportunity and a bad effort there by Sophie O'Dwyer, and that's out, and it's wide. 3 wides for James Stephens, 2 wides for Myshall. 21 minutes gone here. 1-2 James Stephens, the goal courtesy of Michelle T, and 3 points to Myshall. Plenty of time left here in this game as Laura James puts the ball out, pucks it out towards Ciara Delaney. Ciara Delaney puts the hurl up. Great clash there between Delaney and Doran out around the field. Here goes Caoimhe Jordan. Jordan is going forward with the ball. She's passed to James Stephens defenders. You can hear the Myshall supporters roaring her on. She's still going forward. She's tackled back there by 2 James Stephens players, and James Stephens turned possession over. Hannah Scott with the ball out here to Ciara Delaney. Delaney with a poor touch though. She'll only get it as far as Amy or Anya Dolan, who was fighting away for it. In comes the support of Rihanna Kenny. Kenny with a lovely crossfield ball over towards Amy Nolan, but that's read back there by Aoife Cantwell. Cantwell gets the ball out here to Niamh Deely, who's making herself available. She gets past Kate Nolan a little bit too easily there. Deely on her hands and knees gets back up quickly, puts a lovely pass into Rachel Lahey in the full forward line. Lahey turns the full back. Myshall Nolan gets it here towards Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie on her left hand side turns and twists, puts the ball in. Not a great pass into the full forward line, and the backs for Myshall come away with a good defending, only out as far as Michelle Tehan though. Great catch by Tehan out around the middle of the field. Tehan sends it back with interest in here towards Ciara Delaney. Delaney with that big hand puts it in. It could be a great score, but it's going to tail off to the left, and wide, and that is the 4th wide of the game for James Stephens. And James Stephens are wasting their chances here. Myshall are playing well, the defence is playing well. 23 minutes almost gone here in Clane. 1-2 to James Stephens, 3 points to Myshall. You are listening live on KCLR 96 FM on the Carlow frequency. Ball batted back there by Emma Minogue towards Niamh Butler. Minogue gets the ball back again. She's tackled, gets a lovely pass in here towards Rachel Lahey, who has made a space for herself. She gets away from Michelle Nolan. She's going forward on the goal, shortens it, takes a shot, well defended. Referee has his hands up though. He's pulling it back for a free. Michelle Nolan has been adjudged to have been holding back Rachel Lahey when she was going forward, and he's going to have a word with the fullback and the team captain. And he has his notebook out. Is this going to be the second yellow card of the afternoon? He's explaining what the free was for. Michelle is not agreeing with the decision. He says no, you have to be careful, and it is only going to be a ticking of the number of Michelle Nolan, but it is going to be a free to James Stephens just outside the 20 metre line in the middle of that arc, or the D as we know it. And Sophie O'Dwyer with her 3rd chance here of the afternoon. She currently has 2 points, puts it in and puts it high and puts it over the bar, and that is 3 points now for the wing forward. And Sophie O'Dwyer with 3 points to her name. James Stephens 1-3, Myshall 3 points. 24 minutes gone here in the first half of this AIB Leinster Intermediate Club Championship final. Ball sent out here towards Tara Wilson. Wilson misses it, comes to Ciara Delaney. Delaney well blocked down by Tara Wilson, who managed to get back up there. Was there a push in the back? No, says the referee. Emma Minogue gets the ball here to Niamh Deely. Deely taking a look around, getting it into Lahey, who was making herself available. Kate Nolan has now gone in on Rachel Lahey in the full forward line. Nolan bursting away with it. Out she comes. A great centre back is Kate Nolan, and a great player for Carlow, as well as that ball is sent into space up towards Ali Rositsky. Ali Rositsky is being tackled back there by Molly Burke. Molly Burke doing well. Rositsky over the shoulder, puts it up here towards Emma Coogan. Emma Coogan though is being tackled, and it's Emma Gaffney comes away with it. She puts it out towards Hannah Larkin. Larkin with the pass out of defence. It's not great. It'll work here towards Tara Wilson. Tara Wilson going forward. She has support. 2 James Stephens players tackle her over there. Emma Minogue is coming in. Can Minogue come away with the ball, or can Myshall win it back? Ball skirms out the back door out towards Niamh Deely, but it's Amy Nolan is putting pressure on. Referee is playing an advantage. Deely has the ball, puts it here towards Ciara Delaney. Lovely stick work by the corner forward. Gets the ball out here towards Emma Minogue. Minogue is going forward. Referee says there's another foul in the process. Good work there by the wing back, who normally plays around midfield as well for James Stephens. Referee I don't think is happy with the sliotar, and he's going to ask for it to be changed as Sophie O'Dwyer comes out here to the 65 metre line for Myshall to take this free. 25 and a half minutes gone here in Clane. 1-3 James Stephens, 3 points to Myshall. Still an entertaining first half. Paula Dowling is beside me. She might come over here to me. We might be able to get her on the microphone at least here for the streaming part of it. And Sophie O'Dwyer is going to take this free. Paula, interesting game so far?
Very interesting game so far. I'm telling you, James Stephens could rule the losses so far. They had a lot of wides there, should not have happened, and I hope to God they don't regret it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see as that ball comes away. It's well defended back there by the Myshall players. That is Rihanna Kenny, who tried to get rid of that ball. Doesn't work out too well. Might come here towards Amy Nolan. Amy Nolan is going forward. She's trying to get away from the defence. She does so. She gets away from Anna Doherty. Good walk up by Doherty. She regained her composure well there. Got the ball back for James Stephens. Hurl up around the neck. Referee playing advantage, and there's a free out to James Stephens, and she punches the air with delight. Hannah Larkin was going to try and take a quick one, but Hannah Scott says no, take your time, we'll take the free, we'll go back and we'll slow things down a little bit with almost 27 minutes gone. And there's a momentary pause here as one of the Myshall players is down injured, and it looks like that it's Caoimhe Jordan, the number 11, who was after picking up a knock in the process there. Our match referee Ray Kelly from Kildare is going over just to make sure that the player is okay. Great crowd here in Clane for this intermediate championship final. Ray is just having a quiet word with the linesman here. Our match referee Barry Nee was supposed to be refereeing the game, but Barry unfortunately is sick and couldn't do it, so Ray, as the standby, stepped into proceedings to get the match done here. An experienced official, of course, refereed the All-Ireland final as well this year between Kilkenny and Cork. Done a good job on it. And he's doing a great job on the game here as well today, as he always do. Points to the watch. Tell everyone that the time is back on. Hannah Scott getting ready to take this. She's inside her own half. She's putting it down along the sideline here towards Ciara Delaney, who has made a run out to go forward. It's well defended back there though by Anya Dolan. Dolan is going forward. Good work by Emma Minogue. Tries to put pressure on. Ball might work towards Aoife Cantwell here. Cantwell first to it. Little dink out of the defence towards Emma Minogue. Emma Minogue has it. She's fouled. There's a trip. There's an advantage coming. No advantage coming, says our match referee, and there will be a free out to James Stephens inside their own 45 metre line, and we have 28 minutes gone here in Clane in this intermediate final. 1-3 to James Stephens, 3 points to Myshall. The goal coming from Myshall Teen early in the first half after great work with Rachel Lahey, and herself and Teen dispatched the ball to the net. Hannah Scott with this free, taking it down towards Niamh Butler. Butler tries to get the ball up. She leaves it in towards Rachel Lahey though. Lahey is down on the ground. Again, it's defended very well back there by the Myshall players. Skirms out the back though, but it is the Myshall defender there, Rihanna Kenny, who reacts to it first. There's an advantage coming. It wasn't a great clearance away. It reached Ciara Delaney, but the referee has said that there's no advantage and there will be a free out. He's indicating additional time over there to Phil Cullen from Dublin, the fourth official, and he will put up the board, and we can see that it's going to be 2 minutes of additional time here as that free taken quickly to Anya Dolan. Dolan, I should say, with the pass back here towards Kate Nolan. Nolan with a long clearance out. Emma Minogue tried to get a flick onto it, doesn't work out. Hannah Scott gets the hurl in as well. Sarah Sheehan being put under pressure back there by Emma Minogue and by Hannah Scott. She has support coming. Out comes Emma Minogue with it. She's a tenacious player going forward. Good work though by the Myshall wing forward. Sarah Sheehan putting pressure on. Myshall Teen tried to pull on that in mid-air. Doesn't work out too well. Can she get it at the second attempt? Tries to flick it back up to Emma Minogue. Doesn't work out. Skirms out the back door. Who's going to win it first? The answer is Daly. Daly comes away with the ball. Great block down in there by Anya Dolan. Will only work as far as Myshall Teen. Teen with a little pass out here to Niamh Daly. Daly going forward. That's 2 catches. Can't catch it again. Good defending there by Ciara Quirk. Ciara Quirk with the ball. That looks like it's going to go out over the sideline. It is. It's a line ball, and everyone is giving it everything here in this intermediate final. A great game of camogie we have here between two great teams. James Stephens in their first ever intermediate or Leinster final. Myshall have been here before. Can they do it again? Still plenty of time left. We still only in the first half. We are in those 2 minutes of additional time. Here's Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie O'Dwyer going forward again, being put under pressure back there by Anya Dolan. Dolan doing well. Ciara Delaney though wins the ball. There's a charge there. Ciara Delaney. And we had one in the first half, something similar, and that went the other way because Liz Dempsey was giving it. So interpretations is different, and Ciara Delaney is going to find herself in the book and get a yellow card for that, and the referee is explaining what it's for, and he's telling Ciara to calm down. It is Tara Wilson who is feeling the effects of that one. It is a yellow card for Ciara Delaney. Anya Dolan is waiting to take this free. She is between the 65 and the 45 metre line on her own side of the field. We are in additional time. 31 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. It's still 1-3 to James Stephens, 3 points to Myshall. Nothing in it. There's only a puck of a ball. That's a great free down towards the corner forward. That is Emma Coogan. Coogan trying to get it. She's been tackled back there by Myshall Teen and by Emma Minogue. Minogue doing very, very well. Puts the player under pressure, and that is a mistake by the corner forward. Good work by the defence, and that's out and wide for Myshall's third wide of the afternoon. 3 wides to Myshall, 4 wides to James Stephens. The referee has said that he is going to call it a couple of seconds early. It's half time here in Clane in this intermediate Leinster Championship game between James Stephens and Myshall. It is at half time. James Stephens 1-3 to 3 points. We're going to finish with the streaming there, and I'm going to hand back to Martin Bridgman in studio, and we can see if we can solve the problem of Paula's headsets here. And Martin will be back to us, and hopefully you will join us for the second half very soon. Leinster Championship game between
And you're very welcome back. The second half is underway here in Clane. It's the Leinster Intermediate Camogie Championship Final. James Stephens and Myshall. As we start the second half here, it's 1-3 to 3 points. The Kilkenny Intermediate champions in front. Thanks very much to Martin Quilty and the team for first half commentary. It's Liam Calliope with you for the next 30 plus minutes. Who knows what added on time we'll get here in Clane. But it's the Kilkenny Intermediate champions leading the Carlow champions at the moment. And as you rejoin us, Myshall have won a free inside their own 65. Standing over it, their wing back, Anya Dolan. As on her knees and just getting herself together, Myshall Tehan receives a bit of attention, but a Myshall free upcoming, slightly right of the post, outside the 65 for the Carlow champions. They trail by that solitary goal, the only goal of the first half, coming from Niamh Butler, and it's proving to be crucial so far in a low-scoring affair. A nice crowd here in Clane to see this one. Who will be going home the happier on the motorway? Will it be back to Myshall? Will they be singing on the bus going back to Myshall? Or will it be party time in Larchfield and James Stephens tonight? We shall see. But it's 1-3 to 3. As Myshall Tehan just receives a bit of attention. And she's still on her hunches, just getting herself together. So a slow and steady start to this second half. And if you were to take the words of Myshall manager Brendan Hayden before the game, attitude and commitment were going to be key to this one. Well, that was certainly the case in first half. It was all over the place. Scoring, not so much. Free taken for the Myshall girls. Taken by their wing back, Anya Dolan. Drops in. Where will it drop? It's inside the James Stephens 45. Myshall on the attack, on the far side. That's a speculative effort. It drops in. James Stephens looked to have it under control. Good play from them, but the referee pulls it back, and it's a free into the Myshall women. But dangerous play, dangerous ball in around the house. James Stephens had to be alert at the back, and they've won themselves. Well, they dealt with the initial danger, but it's pulled back, and it's going to be a Myshall free. Difficult enough angle. On the far side, just off the sideline, very acute angle. Not an easy strike for Ciara Quirk to stand over. Ciara Quirk. Looking at the post, shooting into the town end, if you like, in this second half, but that free drop short, and James Stephens have it under control at the back. They tried to break away with it. Referee spots a tug on the jersey, and it's a free out to James Stephens. Ball quickly taken out to Niamh Deely. Niamh Deely running through the centre of the field. Niamh Deely going on a great solo run. Niamh Deely, good hand pass from Niamh Deely out to Sophie O'Dwyer, but Sophie is back to the ball, and good play by Myshall and by their centre back Kate Nolan. Good play from Kate Nolan. Crossfield ball, Myshall now turning defence into attack. Well, that ball drops and they lose control of the ball. Myshall just on the James Stephens half back line. Good play from the Village girls out to Emma Minogue. Emma Minogue holds on to possession just about. She's under sizable pressure, and in the midst of that move there, a Myshall player hit the deck, and in quite a bit of discomfort as well, it must be said. It's Ciara Quirk, and it's going to be a free to Myshall. And Ciara Quirk is down and looking in quite a bit of discomfort, and no one here in the crowd has any arguments with that. But it's a free to Myshall between the two 65s. They trail by 3 points. And again, for the second time in as many minutes here in the second half, we have a bit of a break in the play. James Stephens, their supporters coming up to this one in jovial mood, albeit Myshall Tehan nominated for an All-Star last night at the Camogie Awards. Always a fantastic achievement, but just falling short on the night, but still well done to her, and she's not played too badly so far. Myshall though, they'll be looking to respond straight away from this free. Caoimhe Jordan inside the 45, should be within Caoimhe's remit. Caoimhe Jordan stands over the free, and that ball goes over the black spot and over the bar, to the delight of the Myshall faithful here in Clane this afternoon. That ball is popped over the bar by Caoimhe Jordan, and it's a 1-3 to 4-point game. I can just hear the crowd behind me feel that this game is well within Myshall's touching distance. Puck out for James Stephens now. Lucy McGrath just eyeing up where she's going to place this ball. Drops in around the 65-metre line. Hurls and hands go upward. James Stephens have won the ball. They've won the ball. They break through there on the far side of the field. Good solo run. Their support there. But it looks like Niamh Deely is not going to use it. Ball breaks from the 45-metre line. Is this on the money? and it goes to the left-hand side of the post and wide. A chance there, just not converted. The space was opened up, and the shot was taken by Emma Minogue, but it went left and it went wide. 1-3 to 4 it remains. James Stevens still in front, but just a chance going a begging there. Myshall back on the ball. Here they go between the two 65s. With their centre forward, Quiva Jordan. Quiva goes short as she tries to find Ali Richko. Ali Richko running in. She runs in, she hits the deck, but she gets back up. She has support, and the shot is taken. Oh, but it's blocked down there. Chance for Myshall, blocked down. Good defensive play by James Stevens, and they clear the ball. Good work ethic from them, under pressure. But good catch there by Breege Nolan. Breege Nolan for Myshall. She's really seeping up the Myshall crowd here today. They're getting into this one, but that's a wayward pass from her, and James Stevens have it back. There's support there for the village in the shape of Hannah Scott. Hannah can't be found, and Myshall look to have to win the ball back. Or have they? Hannah Larkin for the James Stevens girls on the far side, bottled up by two Myshall players, and the referee says illegally, and it's going to be a free out to James Stevens. She takes it quickly. James Stevens going quickly with Niamh Deely. Good pass from Niamh Deely out to Sophie O'Dwyer just outside the 65. Crossfield ball from Sophie O'Dwyer in on top of Myshall Teen once again, but Myshall Teen has plenty of Myshall company there and just can't control the ball. There's a ruck of players all trying to win possession. It's on the ground inside the 45. Possession at a premium, and a referee says that's enough of that, and he's going to throw in the ball. So a 2-point margin for the James Stevens girls here in this Leinster Intermediate Camogie final. New territory for them, playing provincial Camogie. Myshall, a bit more experienced at this level. They'll be remembering the highs of the Leinster and All-Ireland journey they went on back in 2016. So James Stevens now with Ciara Delaney. Ciara Delaney just can't scoop it up. Just between the 45, just inside the 45. She can't scoop it up, but she has support. That shot is going to drop short from Sophie O'Dwyer, but the referee again spots an infringement, and he gives a free in to the village. So Myshall not afraid to make themselves a nuisance at the back and put James Stevens under pressure, but the referee eagle-eyed and spots an infringement, and it's a free in to James Stevens. Sophie O'Dwyer. Wearing the red helmet, Sophie. Has connections in Tipperary, but bleeds black and amber as Sophie puts that ball over the bar and puts the team from the black and amber county, James Stevens, as she extends their lead. And it's 1-4 to 4 points here in Clane in the Leinster Intermediate Camogie Championship final. There's silverware up for grabs, but whose colours will be going on the cup come full time? We shall see. Line ball to James Stevens. Inside their own 65-metre line. And getting the ball in position and taking their time over it. Hannah Scott with the honours to take it. Hannah takes the line ball, got the connection, not the accuracy, and it goes straight out over the end line again for another line ball, this time to Myshall. So the Myshall line ball upcoming. The linesperson just putting in the last bit of direction there and putting her in her right spot. Amy Nolan going to take this for Myshall. Between the 45 and 65. Amy Nolan with the line ball for Myshall. That's a misdirected ball, and it's back into the James Stevens clutches once again. Good play from them. Short ball in there towards Rachel Lahey. Can Rachel get her paw onto this ball? She's under pressure from Kate Nolan. Again, the ball is up for grabs. Both sets of players try to win possession. Who'll come out with the ball? Myshall come out with the ball. Good play from them. Good defensive play by their fullback there. Their fullback for the afternoon. Our cornerback is Gillian Doyle. Good play from Gillian Doyle. Ball breaks out towards the 65-metre line. James Stevens won it back. They have won it back. Good play from Hannah Scott. Hannah Scott just off the sideline. Lays the ball off to Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie's bottled up, but that doesn't faze her. And the James Stevens move continues. They're on that 45-metre line. But again, the endeavour at the back for Myshall is working wonders for them. And as they try to keep the James Stevens backs out, or forwards out there, there was an infringement on the part of the Kilkenny side, and it's a free out to Myshall. So Myshall free. Outside their own, between the 45 and 65. Plenty of lulls between the line balls and the place balls. Players taking their time. I suppose you have to take into account the conditions. The month of November, pitch is not the easiest to get ready for games like this, but we have to say the staff here in Clane have done a wonderful job. Not easy. Plenty of adverse weather over the past couple of weeks and months. 1-4-4, that solitary goal in the first half from Niamh Butler separating the sides. Martin Quilty describing the action there for us live on our stream via the Leinster Camogie YouTube channel. You're very welcome along wherever you're joining us around the world. Glad to have your company, bringing the game of Camogie to you wherever you are. James Stephens winning their last round in the Leinster Championship to St. Bridget's out on Park. Seamus Devon on the Kells Road. Myshall also victors the last day. They got the better of Nafina. Free is eventually taken. Doesn't go too far though. It's between the 265s. And James Stephens have it back with Myshall Tehan. Myshall Tehan whips it in towards the 45. James Stephens attack still on. It's with Rachel Leahy. If she can get the ball up. Rachel Leahy struggles. She has support there from Niamh Deely. Is that ball still alive from a James Stephens point of view? It is. Running in there is Ciara Delaney. Ciara Delaney. What will she do with it? She turns. She strikes on that strike. Not what she would have wanted, Ciara Delaney, and it goes right and it goes wide. Almost like a Strictly Come Dancing spin as she broke away with the ball, but it went right and wide. Got the first part right. The second part, not so much. 1-4 points. James Stephens still in front. Myshall take the puck out, and again it's James Stephens' ball. They've had plenty of possession in the second half. Emma Minogue, she finds Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie O'Dwyer takes a shot, and a good score from Sophie O'Dwyer as she pops it over the bar. Good cohesion and good link-up play from James Stephens, and they get the score to match, and they extend their lead 1-5 to 4 points. It's far from over, still plenty to play for, but that will give James Stephens a cushion that they would have badly wanted. 1-5 to 4. If you do the maths, it's 8 points to 4 in any man's language. And James Stephens have the ball again. Good work ethic from them. And it's Sophie O'Dwyer. Back to Sophie. Here goes Sophie. She's being hunted down by two Myshall players, Sophie. Katie Nolan and Michelle Nolan try to stop her, and they eventually do get out with the ball. Well played on Myshall's part there by Kate Nolan, but Kate just can't get the strike away as she's tried to clear the ball, and it's a free ball. Anyone can win it. There's a ruck of players all trying to win possession. James Stephens have come out with the ball with Niamh Deely. She's been all over the place, and she takes a shot from a very acute angle, but it's a wonderful score, and she puts it over the bar to the applause of the James Stephens faithful here in Clane today. That was worth the bus fare alone as she puts it over the bar. Difficult angle, but she was up to the scoring. 1-6 to 4 points. James Stephens opening up a 6-point lead. What will the Carlow senior champions do now? And as James Stephens looked to break away again there with Eva Cantwell, she was fouled and she's won a free into James Stephens. Just what the Myshall girls wouldn't have wanted at this juncture of the match. They're up against it. The momentum well and truly with James Stephens at the moment. And Sophie O'Dwyer has the honours of taking this free between the 265, slightly right of the post as Sophie looks at it, shooting into the car park end in this second half. But they'll be more than satisfied, James Stephens, as we head into the final quarter here, holding their own, and they're making Myshall pay on the scoreboard. It was 1-3 to 3 points at half time. James Stephens outscoring Myshall 3 points to 1 in this second half thus far. Sophie, a key player for the James Stephens girls in their victory over St. Bridget's of Laois the last day. And James Stephens will need her on a day like today, up against Myshall. 23 consecutive senior titles in Carlow for them. That's quite the project for James Stephens, and they're standing up to it so far today. We're still awaiting this free from Sophie O'Dwyer. She's having a chat with the Lions person. James Stephens, no, the clock is their friend at the current moment. They hold the lead. They're in absolutely no rush. And we do get the go-ahead from the referee, and the place ball will be taken by Sophie. Sophie Looks at the post, bends, lifts, strikes just outside the 65. It's not going to go over the bar. It's going to drop short. Chance for James Stephens. Squirms on the part of the Myshall supporters. They were worried about that one, but it's not over yet. Clearance goes to a James Stephens hurl. James Stephens attack now. Hand pass off to Emma Minogue. And the shot is taken. Is the shot over the bar? It's a wonderful score. It looked like Hannah Scott, but it's a wonderful score again. The ball just broke out. It was a misdirected hand pass that started the move. It broke out, but James Stephens still made gold out of it. And they pop it over the bar. And the lead is extended once again. 1-7 to 4 points. James Stephens now having all the ball now. It's back with her wing back, Emma Minogue, just off the sideline. Emma on her knees, still gets the pass away. But Myshall have it back. Good play from Myshall, running through the middle of the field there. Oh, that's a fabulous solo run by Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan, she just can't be stopped. And hits it in around the house. Goal chance here perhaps for Myshall as Kate Nolan whips in that ball. But James Stephens have it under control. Good play from them. And it's out to Hannah. Out to Hannah Larkin. Is a Hannah fouled? Oh, a late challenge there, and I think that'll be a free out to James Stephens, and perhaps a little bit of frustration kicking into the Myshall game. And the referee may just have a few words to say for himself as well. The yellow card looks to be on the cards here. Yep, and a yellow card there for Emma Coogan, a late pull. And a free out to James Stephens. Hannah Scott to take it. Well inside her own half of the field. On the far side. Holding the advantage by 6 points at the moment. Down the far side of the field. Good free from her. And James Stephens now are back on the ball. Just off the sideline. The hand goes up there from Emma Minogue. She wants possession. She gets possession. Good hand pass from Emma Minogue. Out to Rachel Lahey. Rachel takes a shot. She's hooked. And that ball goes out left and wide, so just hooked at the vital moment there, and Rachel's shot goes left and wide. So chance burn there, but James Stephens still in front. 6 point advantage, heading towards the closing stages in this one. I make it we have about 10 minutes to go. James Stephens now back in possession once again. Myshall really need a foothold in this game. Hand passed off there from Hannah Scott. Hannah Scott, that's misdirected. Myshall have it back. They have it back with Breege Nolan. Breege Nolan down the far side. Breege Nolan lays the ball off to Sarah Sheen. Sarah Sheen just loses control of the ball with a hurl, but can she turn the situation around? See, Sarah Sheen. Oh, it's not a great pass from Sarah, and the James Stephens backs, they're there and they have numbers and they look like they're going to keep this ball out, or are they? No, Myshall attack may not just be over yet. Inside the James Stephens 65 metre line, ball on the ground, 3-4 players all trying to win possession. Myshall break away with the ball, chance here for Myshall, running through. Oh, is that a foul there? Breege Nolan running through, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty for Myshall. Breege Nolan solo through. She seemed to be held all over the place, and it's a penalty, says the referee, and a chance to spice things up here. And already Claire Quirk is in position to take it. She's eager. She knows this could be a crucial moment in the game. Claire Quirk with the penalty for Myshall. This could change everything. You talk about vital moments in games where they're won and lost. This is one of those moments. It's Claire Quirk up against Lucy McGrath. It's Carlow versus Kilkenny. It's Myshall versus James Stephens. It's a place ball. It's a chance for Myshall to get back to within 3. Lucy McGrath hopping up and down on the line, getting herself composed. Claire Quirk with the penalty for Myshall. Where will this go? Oh, and she misstrikes it, and it goes right and it goes wide, and Claire will be kicking herself with that one. And that's a chance where the sweat can be swept off the foreheads of the James Stephens supporters. They can live to fight another day. And it's a case of what could have been for Myshall, but it's 1-7 to 4 points. It's 1-7 to 4 points, and the James Stephens supporters murmuring behind me. Can I say they're quietly confident? I'm not sure. We won't go there yet. Myshall know there might just still be a kick in them. And James Stevens now on their own back line with Hannah Scott. Hannah Scott to Anna Donny. Anna Donny can't quite control it. They're still on the 45. And Myshall have won the ball back on that 65-metre line. Breaking through there is Tara Wilson. Tara Wilson hits it in, but Tara is fouled and it's a free into Myshall. And they'll be looking to do something with this move. The time is running out into the final 7 or 8 minutes. And that scoreboard still has James Stevens in a commanding 6-point advantage. So Quiva Jordan for Myshall inside the 65. And Quiva Jordan puts it over the bar. A vital score for Myshall as they stay within touch of James Stevens. 1-7 to 5 points. It's a 5-point game. We told you, as you all know, goals can change everything. We had a penalty spurned there a few moments ago from Clare Quirk, but there could be one last chance for them. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But so far, it's James Stevens on course for Leinster Intermediate Championship glory. Puck out taken by Lucy McGrath, but drops within the 265. Myshall have won it back with Riona Kenny. Riona Kenny lays the ball off. And Myshall are on the attack now. It's out to Quiva Jordan. Quiva Jordan. She looks up. Quiva Jordan drops it in. There's not enough distance on that ball from Quiva Jordan, and James Stevens have it under control at the back. Is that a foul there on their fullback Emma Gaffney? The referee says play on. James Stevens still on their own back line. They want to get out of their half. Clearing the ball there is Hannah Larkin. Hannah Larkin inside in their own 65 still. Myshall have the ball back, but Breege Nolan drops it in. Where will it drop? Have James Stevens got possession back, or can Myshall hold on to the ball? The ball is on the ground. And again, it's getting all clustered in there. No one breaking out with the ball. James Stevens eventually do. Is that a foul? No. Referee says play on, and James Stevens do clear the ball. They break out between the 265s. Good short play out to Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie O'Dwyer has an ocean of space to work with and whips it in towards the forward line, but that can't be chased down, and Myshall have it back. Good back play from them on the far side, and they come out with the ball. Good clearance there by Myshall Nolan, their captain for Myshall. Will she be lifting the trophy come full time? Not as it stands. Out to Quiva Jordan. Quiva Jordan whips it in just outside the D, but that ball drops, and James Stevens have it again, and they clear the ball out towards the 65. Oh, but that's a wayward clearance, and Myshall have it back between the 45 and 65. Can they get it up there? Trying to get the strike away was Quiva Jordan once again, but she can't do so. Ball now on the 65. Out to Tara Wilson. But just as that Myshall attack looked to develop, the referee gives a free to James Stevens, to the bemusement of all the Myshall supporters here. 1-7 to 5 points. The clock is ticking. James Stevens free now from Emma Minogue. The woolly hats on show, as you would expect. Far from Mediterranean weather, but people have still come out in their numbers to support their parish, to support their club. And it's the girls in red and green who are on course for victory. James Stevens free. Emma Minogue takes it, drops it in towards the D. Again, the ball drops. Myshall have won it back. Good play from them. Out to Breege Nolan. Breege Nolan solos out from her own back line and clears the ball for Myshall inside the James Stevens 65. Good control there by Quiva Jordan once again. She's running through. Quiva Jordan, oh, what can she do with it? But good defensive play by Niamh Deely, and that ball has gone out of play. And there's some calls for a wide ball. Not to the satisfaction of everybody, but good defensive play on that occasion from Niamh Deely. She stood up to it. She did very, very well. So 175 points. And the end decision is the referee's pulled it back for a free. A very, very difficult angle from the 45, just off the sideline. It would be a spectacular score if it goes over the bar from Quiva Jordan. It drops in around the house. Chance for Myshall. And a shot there by Emma Coogan, and it goes right and it goes wide. It dropped in towards the red zone. Myshall looked to open up a chance there, but the shot goes right and wide, and another chance spurned as the clock ticks down towards full time. Everyone checking their stopwatches. And there will be a few minutes of added on time, you would suspect. There's been a few stoppages, both for injuries and transitions of play, if you want to put it like that. But it's a puck out for James Stephens. Lucy McGrath takes it. Drops around the inside their own 65, James Stephens. Again, a cluster of players all trying to win the ball. That's been the nature of this game so far. Myshall have it back. Good short play from them. Composed play. They're not one bit phased. They know there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Again, it gets all bottled up on that 65-metre line. And I'd say the referee here will throw in the ball. That's exactly what he's going to do. Niamh Deely and Quiva Jordan both in the mix. The ball is thrown in and Quiva Jordan breaks out with the ball from Myshall. She doesn't get too far with it now, between the 45 and 65. Ball just on the ground, not too far in from the sideline. And again, it feels like everyone from both the St. Patrick's Parish, from James Stephens, and the Myshall Parish were in there. There were so many bodies and legs and feet and other parts of the anatomy. And the referee, once again, take two, will have to throw in the ball. And Myshall break out with it this time. Can they get any further? James Stephens won't want them to. Thou shall get no further, they say. And saying that there was Rachel Lahey. Good block down from her, but it was in vain. Myshall make ground on the James Stephens, a half of the field, and they're running through now. Chance here, they're running through Myshall. That's surely a foul. It is a foul. And it's a free into Myshall. Just James Stephens holding their ground. Ciara Quirk wants to take it quickly from Myshall. And I suspect she might just drop this in. Or take her score. We'll see. There's a reason she's out there and I'm up here. I don't have to make those hard decisions. But she's eyeing up the posts. Quiva Jordan. She goes low. Oh, it comes out off the crossbar. I think she was in two minds, Quiva. She took that shot. I'm not sure if she wanted to drop it in or take the score. She kind of did half of both, and it came out crashing out off the crossbar and wide to with the oohs and the ahs going up behind me from both sets of supporters. But I'm afraid it's 1 point for a point, 3 for a goal, 0 for the crossbar. And James Stephens hold their 5-point advantage. The clock is ticking. Puck out by Lucy McGrath. Out to Sophie O'Dwyer. Sophie O'Dwyer hits that ball in into Myshall possession though with Breege Nolan. Breege Nolan whips it in and can't keep it in play, and Breege Nolan hits that ball out over the end line, and it's going to be a line ball to James Stephens. And we're seeing the cramp now take effect. And the stretches have to be done. Michelle T in there just getting her legs in order. It's one of those days, it's cold out there. It's stiff, plenty of hard work going on, plenty of tenacious play. Far from a thriller, but it's been fascinating throughout. Myshall, though, will be a little bit frustrated, just the 2 scores in the second half. Great line ball from Sophie O'Dwyer. Has Aoife Cantwell got her hurl on this? She's under pressure from Anya Dolan. Ball breaks out. And that's an acute angle for an effort. And too acute as a matter of fact from Sophie O'Dwyer. And that ball goes left and wide. But you could argue it's as good as a score at this juncture. Puck out is taken. Myshall back on the attack inside the James Stephens 65 with Quiva Jordan once again. Quiva Jordan. And again, that Myshall attack is stopped in its tracks, and the referee pulls it back for a free. You could argue he could have played a bit more of an advantage there, but he pulls it back for the free for Myshall. Quiva Jordan just outside the 45, straight in front of the post. Again goes low and goes short. Myshall obviously have the belief they can get 2 goals in the closing stages here, because that's what they've gone for the last few minutes, but to no avail, and James Stephens have won the free out, and this is just getting away from them now, Myshall. James Stephens have managed the game brilliantly in the second half in particular. It was tight, there was nothing to separate them in the first half, but in the second, James Stephens have brought that in-game intelligence when it mattered. They didn't hurl spectacularly or beautifully, but it looks like they've done enough to seal the Leinster Intermediate title for 2022. Again, it's a ruck. Again, it's clustered up. Ball at a premium. Myshall tried to break through, but again, James Stephens say, "Thou shalt not pass," and they don't pass Myshall as James Stephens work it out. They're between the 265. Rachel Lahey there. Oh, good pass from Rachel Lahey out to Aoife Cantwell. Aoife Cantwell hits that ball forward to Jenna Larkin, but Jenna can't just chase it down, and Myshall come out with the ball. Myshall with Kate Nolan inside her own 45. Kate Nolan, 2 James Stephens players in her way, but Kate Nolan clears the ball, hurling with passion, tries to hit the ball in on top of Ciara Quirk, but Ciara can't get the first touch right and is dispossessed, and James Stephens win it back, and that's a foul there on Myshall Tehan, and it's a free into James Stephens between the 265s, and that just could be that. As people start to get out of Clane this afternoon, not the easiest place to travel to. Traffic congestion in the town here, not easy for a big game day like today, and people want to get on the road early. It's so cold out there. I think the lozenges and the cough bottle and the hot cups of tea will be required at full time from both sets of supporters and the staff here in Clane, who've done very, very well to get the pitch in good condition and the facilities in good order. Well done to them. But I think a cup of tea or something warm is definitely on the cards. You'd need it. And it's a free for James Stephens between the 265s. Sophie O'Dwyer, she doesn't miss too many, but she puts that ball to the left and wide, and that's what you call the commentator's curse, as Sophie puts that ball left and wide. 1-7 to 5 points, and with that the referee blows the full-time whistle here in Clane. James Stephens, Leinster Intermediate Champions for 2022. Maybe the All-Ireland is on the cards. We'll find that out in the coming weeks and months. But for today, it's Leinster Intermediate glory for them. They've taken down the Carlow Senior Champions, it must be said. And a great, great day for the Kilkenny girls. They're celebrating in front of us. The crowd here are delighted. They got the reception they deserved, and they'll travel home to Kilkenny in some style this evening, and no doubt there'll be a party or two. From Clane here in this Leinster Intermediate Club final. Well done to James Stephens. Commiserations to Myshall. The full-time score is James Stephens 1-7, Myshall 5 points.